With the release of 1.7, the mods were a little bit lackluster last week. However, there were some absolute gems and some mods that I've very much been waiting for. So let's dive into it and see what those were. Don't forget to leave some comments on which mods you think I should have covered and which your favourite was this week. Better Contracts was one of my favourite mods from 22. It really is something that I was very much looking forward to, although I really shouldn't have to have waited because most of the features from Better Contracts should have been base game in 22, let alone 25. It allows you to do various things and customize the contracts to your utmost content, and it is important to note that some of the features are not in 25 because they were somewhat addressed in the base game. Once you have installed the Better Contracts mod, you can go over to the settings and then you will see an entire option dedicated to the Better Contracts. You can increase or decrease the amount of rewards you get. You can increase or decrease the amount of bale and mowing rewards. You can increase or decrease the amount of leasing, although if you've got financing, that's not really an issue here. You can increase or decrease the concurrently active contracts all the way up to 10. So it's not unlimited like certain mods like the more missions, etc. But 10 is still a damn sight better than 3. You can change the amount of field work that needs to be completed in order to complete the contract. And you can adjust the amount of harvest that you need to complete a contract as well. You can hide inactive. You can stay on the new contracts list. This is honestly fantastic. It constantly switching between your used and the new ones is one of the most annoying things in the universe ever. You can have a complete contract field on, so you don't need the extended missions mod either. You can have debug mode on or off, and then you've got your field purchase discount, so you can have that on and then change the amount of discount you get and how many fields that will affect. So overall affects the discount that you're going to get. And then you can have your contract generation. Now the thing that is missing from this is lazy farmers, but I feel that the way that Giants have done contracts at the minute makes that make sense, so you don't really need it anymore. Overall, this is a brilliant mod. It is game changing. It makes your life so much easier. It takes a lot of mods already pre-existing and condenses them all into one solid package. The LPS Post Office Production Pack is a very interesting mod indeed. It adds a completely different aspect to farming in that you can send out post. All you got to do is add some water and away you go, if only it worked like that in real life. It is another production, it is another way of earning some income, and it is something completely different to what we're used to with farming sim. I really like the idea of this, and anything that gives me new and interesting ways to get new sources of income is something I'm all about. So this is the LPS Postal Service. It is a stunning building with a lot of time and care put into it. It really suits the feel of most maps, and you can place it anywhere. It is only £95,000. It is important to note, however, that what you are going to have to do is you are going to have to place a lot of these around. These are your little postal boxes that you're going to have to dot around the map in order to get paid, because no other sell point will accept mail. It doesn't sell for a huge amount. It's about £589 per 1,000 litres, but considering all you're giving it is water, that's pretty damn impressive. As I've often said, new productions are the way forward, and they are what's going to keep your farm alive. Extended Goods and Productions does exactly that to the extreme. It takes your base game raw materials and turns them to 11. You can make pretty much every sort of flour, every sort of milk. You can have tons of things that you can just make as a result from your base game crops. Number of different buildings that you can put down, they all really do help with that. This is a fantastic mod that takes your crops and gives you so much more productions that you're really never going to run out of things to do and money to earn. Something I've been wanting to see from day one and have been disappointed time and time again with different fertilizer productions because they all focused on solid fert. However, the liquid fertilizer and herbicide production changes all of that in one foul swoop. This placeable allows you to make liquid fertilizer and herbicide with just water and nutrient salt. It's really, really awesome, and I'm very, very excited to use this on my farm. The liquid fertilizer and herbicide maker is a little bit more crude. It does, however, take up next to no space and only requires £40,000 to build. You will need some new ingredients which you find in the shop. In the shop area, you navigate to your pallet section and you will be able to find nutrient salt and weed free. It does not look like you can make this, but it only costs you £1,000 for 500 litres, which you can then turn into liquid fertiliser and herbicide, which is worth quite a bit more. You simply buy this, dump it into liquid fertilizer and let it do its thing with some water. A very, very cool mod, something that I have been waiting for forever because it just makes producing and using your liquid fertilizer and herbicide for contracts much more viable and cheaper and efficient. An absolute beast of a truck, my favourite to use on ATS, one of my favourite things to have on 22, and now I'm sure it will be my favourite thing to have on 25 as well. The Mack R, this legendary icon of a truck with tons of customization, is really what I'm all about. This is probably going to be my most used truck on this game, especially since you can have lots of lights and different additions to it as well. The paint jobs look fantastic, and it is a really high quality mod that I'm very, very excited to use on my farm. Look at this absolute diamond of a truck. Even at base, it is stunningly pretty. However, you have an absolute shed ton of customization available. You can change your wheel brand, which allows you to change your wheel setup between many, many different types. You've got different designs all the way up to 5. You have different designs for your filters as well. You've got different designs for your rear view. You have different designs for your decoration. And you have different designs for your antennas as well. On top of that, you can also change the main color, whatever you want, change the design color, and you can change the rim color as well. All in all, this makes for an absolute fantastic delight to use, and I'm very, very happy it is on the farm. It is important to note that it only comes with 500 horsepower, a manual gearbox, 400 litres of fuel capacity, and a top speed of 80 kilometers per hour. However, with it looking as good as this, even in the absolutely hideous colours I've chosen, it really is worth it. So there you have it. That was this week's best mods of the week. Let me know in those comments down below which your favourite was and which you are looking forward to. I have a feeling that now 1.7 is out, really up the amount of mods that we're getting as well. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.